In a way, I've always been an artist. Like, I've always been very drawn to art. And so when I started working in architecture, I was working with collage, and you don't really work with collage in architecture. You work with like a lot of 3D forms. So it's something that just intuitively always comes out of me, to where like I just go straight to collage, and it really just worked organically. I found that I could speak in collage, like it was my language, and it's something that I really, really enjoy. I'm Mobolaji Ogunrosoye. I'm a visual artist living and working in Lagos. I have a background in architecture. I now work with collage and photography. I'm interested in material manipulation within my collage work. I'm also interested in work that centers women. I take a lot of photos of women around me, and sometimes I will do self-portraits. And I'm interested in distorting these photographs, which is where the materials come in. So I do that through any type of material that will magnify an image. So PVC magnifying sheets, Fresnel, lens, perspex. I would say paper is the core. It always appears in some way in my work. I'd been working on this project called Contrasting Loveliness for the past 4 years, and I had gotten to a point where I felt like I was at the finish line, and I wanted to dedicate a good amount of time to just figuring out what the end result looked like. So when I saw the Resonance open call, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to finish it. The idea was to come to Paris and see what materials exist outside of Lagos, Nigeria, that I could possibly use, and maybe meet other artists and artisans that work with lens and perspex, and see how whatever knowledge they had could influence my practice. My practice, like over the past 5 years, there are 2 projects that have taken a lot of my time and space. One of them is portraits, and the other is contrasting loveliness. The thing that has been exciting me is contrasting loveliness, because with this work, I thought it would be interesting to use myself as the subject matter, as almost like the representation for other women. And with the work, I'm interested in playing on contrasts, like photographing myself clothed, or photographing myself in nude, photographing myself with hair or with no hair, photographing myself with makeup or no makeup, and then contrasting like all those different looks. Because for women, like, you know, these are ways of being, these are ways of presenting yourself. And I think like it affects how you see yourself and how people see you. And so the work really is about perception, how there's a standard way that has been set for women, specifically Black women, to be seen, and then I want to play and like distort like all those ways, like through photography and through collage. I'm a Nigerian woman. I grew up in Nigeria. There are a lot of ideas and like traditions and things that are beautiful about being Nigerian, but there are also a lot of things that create like conflictions, like a lot of the values and, you know, traditions. Growing up, I found that like they've entered my subconscious. Like that experience is filled with a lot of contradictions. And so I'm interested in showing that in a visual manner, which is why I use distortion. I'm also very interested in distortion as like a conceptual thing. I like the fact that you can make a mess of things and it will give you something beautiful. I think there's beauty in destruction. I think the residency has given me a lot of clarity. It's been a mix of like clarity and like take your time. I'm really lucky to have a voice that is very strong. Anytime my inner voice said, do this, or like quit your job, or do this, I was always able to like listen to it and go for it. So I think that for any woman that is trying to get into art, I think you really need to like learn how to listen to your own inner voice and go with it.